Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
Rati, hi. Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure always to talk to businesses, and especially to Georgian businesses that operate outside Georgia, in this case in the UK. And thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for the invitation.
Let's begin our interview by discussing MobineX, obviously, the first Georgian MVNO in the United Kingdom. Let's begin by explaining what your company does.
Thank you again for having me here. We are the first Georgian mobile operator in the UK, which means that we are doing telecom business in the UK for Georgian community mostly, but we are also targeting different migrant communities, such as Filipino, for example. We are serving them as a normal, everyday mobile operator, offering them calls, messaging services, as well as mobile data. And it's worth of mentioning that we have 5G, which makes us very unique in terms of being MVNO. Because not all MVNOs have this possibility to serve customers with 5G technology, and we're advanced in this industry this way. That's basically what we do for our target audience in the first place. And we also serve them, with our holding company, we also serve them, offering them different services such as remittance or parcel shipment services, postal services basically. And what we are trying to achieve with MobineX is to create ecosystem for our niche target markets and offer them all our services in one bundle, in one ecosystem. And they can benefit from using our different services from our different organizations in the UK.
As you just mentioned, MobineX's target audience is Georgians plus migrants from different countries, basically diasporas residing in the United Kingdom. How big of a niche is it so that you built the whole company around it?
Well, Georgians' niche market is not that big. However, we also target people from post-Soviet Union countries, plus Filipinos and Bangladeshi and all other migrant population, basically in the UK, which is quite large. However, our niche, first year, our target gonna be just 50,000 subscribers. That's gonna be that should be at the end of this year, not this year, after 1 year of operation. Sorry, which gonna be the beginning of next year, basically. But the Georgian migrants are not only our target niche market. Therefore, we are targeting to over more than 50,000 people at the end of a couple of years' time.
UK is one of the global hubs for MVNOs. There are around 150 companies operating in this sphere. Considering that and considering your niche audience, how competitive is your technology first, and how competitive are the tariffs that you provide to your customers?
We try not to be the most expensive, neither the cheapest provider in industry, even though we are using the best network in the UK, network, which is the best in quality in terms of the radio network, in terms of speed of internet. We still try to be not very expensive, neither very low pricing. We try not to have very expensive, neither low price. What we try to be competitive with is that the service quality we offer in terms of the customer experience, in terms of the customer service in their native language, for example, for Georgians, for Filipinos, for Ukrainians, for example. We try to deliver all these sorts of services and all this ecosystem in their native language, which is quite attractive for them. We also, as I mentioned, we also try to bundle and cross-sell our services, and therefore they can benefit being MobineX subscriber. They can also benefit from our different services, which is also attractive, and that's basically our advantage over other operators operating in the UK. Even though there are 150 operators in the UK, everyone especially us. We have our niche target markets and our advantages, which is highlighted in the target audience we are targeting to.
Can MobineX's users use their products, their bundles outside the UK, in the EU, for example?
Indeed, since we are licensed in the UK and since we have agreement with the mobile operator in the UK, that gives us possibility to serve customers the same way in the European Union, the same way we do that in the UK itself. So our customers can travel all around Europe with the same SIM card. And with the same allowance they have, and no matter which country they go to, they won't be overcharged or they won't get any bill shocks and stuff like that. They're just gonna be able to use the same megabytes, same minutes, messages, and everything, just like in the UK.
Are you planning to expand within the EU, for example?
We do. We have very good plans, and we try hard to become a full MVNO in Greece, and we're gonna be the only independent MVNO in Greece when we manage that, and that's gonna be. I'm assuming that's gonna be the next in the beginning of next year. We are in a deep communication with all MNOs in Greece. Especially one MVNO is also, we are about to sign the agreement with them, and once we sign the agreement, then the IT and technical part will start to operate, and that's going to take some time. And I'm assuming next year, in the beginning of next year, we should be able to release our full MVNO project in Greece.
What about countries outside UK and the European Union, for example, Georgia or any other countries?
Right, that's a good question. Since we are Georgians, we started to create this service in Georgia. However, unfortunately, Georgia is not familiar with all these technologies and all this setup of the business. There is not even one MVNO in Georgia. Therefore, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. Even though we try hard for, it's been like 3 years or more, we started here to create the same setup here in Georgia. However, unfortunately, up until now, we are still unable to set it up, as the industry is not familiar to the matters of MVNO business. And Georgia encouraged us to create the same setup in different countries, for example, in the UK, in Greece, and I'm very much encouraged to bring this experience in Georgia to expand and expose all this experience I gathered and gained during this time setting up the MVNO in the UK. So I hope, and I really want to create MVNO in Georgia as well. And I do hope that Georgian MVNO will be created this year, which is quite tricky, but everything is possible if we all try hard, obviously. So we'll see.
Well, good luck, Rati, to you, to MobineX, and we really hope to see Georgian British company operating in Georgia as well, because this will give a lot of synergies to Georgian users traveling abroad as well.
Great. Thanks for having me here. Thank you very much.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.